Boostio gets nothing effect. Has that one taken away by Troy Hellman. It seems like this could be.
Hello and welcome to the Overwatch League recap, a talk show focusing on the Overwatch League. I am BlazzinBob, and as usual, I'm joined by our two other hosts, iPlaygames and Mel. How you doing, guys?
Hey, good to be here.
Yeah. Woohoo. I'm back. I'm still a little jet lagged, but
Me too.
Yeah,
me
you guys
too.
just came back from Europe, so
Yeah.
last episode you guys were abroad, and now we're all back.
Yep, Paris, Sweden, London. It was a wild ride. But today we have some very special guests. We have the community lead and the team captain of the Saudi Arabia Overwatch League World Cup team. So welcome Boostio and Deathmarch. What's up, guys?
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for having us.
Well. Thank you for coming on. We're extremely excited to learn a little bit more about the team over there in Saudi Arabia. I honestly didn't even know you guys had a team, and this is going to be really interesting for me, and I think a lot of our listeners as well. So we're going to get into an interview. We'd like to start the show off by thanking our recap producer, Shazir. Thank you so much for everything you do. There have been a number of changes to the league, but we're not going to cover that today. We're going to focus on the interview and World Cup, and then next week we will go over the exorbitant amount of changes in the Overwatch League, and you can get all of our thoughts on that then. So, moving right in, there have been some changes to the World Cup this year. The entire tournament will take place in Anaheim, rather than the group stages used to take place prior to BlizzCon. Now, they're still going to take place prior, but it's going to be in Anaheim and on land. So that's actually really good for competitive integrity, in my opinion.
the group stages are going to take place during BlizzCon.
Are they?
Yeah.
Like
on Friday. The
Oh.
group stages will be on Friday, and the playoffs will be on Saturday.
I stand corrected. All right. Well, cool. So are we going to be able to go watch those?
Yeah, there will be multiple matches played simultaneously for the group stages.
So they're going to be doing them in different rooms, different, probably. I wonder how that's going to be. That's going to be super interesting. But yeah, the group stages will be on Friday, playoffs on Saturday. That's going to be a lot to do. But let's get in and start talking to our guests about their specifics to it. So first off, Boostio, tell us how you started playing Overwatch and what made you jump to join a team and play competitively.
Playing Overwatch, I used to be a CSGO player, but not competitively. So when Overwatch became a thing, I liked the way that they did the game. Like it was some things of MOBA / FPS shooters, stuff like that. So I got typed and I just started playing it with friends, and it was a lot of fun back then.
Yeah, actually, what got me into it, because I'm a bit older and I had given up on first person shooters years prior. When someone told me that there was a character that just had a hammer melee weapon, no ranged except for one cooldown and a big shield, I was like, all right, I'll check this game out. This sounds outside of the box. It sounds like my cup of tea. All right, so moving over to
Wait.
All right, you go.
Well, I was just going to say, so when did you decide to start playing competitively on a team?
I mean, competitively, I would say like there was a lot of tournaments in Middle East, so I used to compete in them. So there was this 1 million something tournament. Like it was a big prize pool. And
Oh wow, yeah, that's pretty
when
high.
I played there, it was LAN, and we had a lot of fans and stuff. So after we winning third place, I think I liked playing competitively, so I just started playing open division and stuff like that.
Well, that's a really big
Uh,
prize pool. Where was the
it is.
tournament held in Saudi Arabia?
It's in Saudi Arabia, the capital city. It's Riyadh.
Cool. Yeah, that's a huge prize. Wow. Um, do you have anything else I play or Mel?
I'm curious, how was the Overwatch scene in that part of the world, kind of when Overwatch was coming up, and what was it embraced soon, or did it kind of grow as the game was coming out, or did everyone kind of jumped on it right away? I'm curious.
I mean, it was in 2018. It wasn't that far. So I think Overwatch scene was a thing, but uh, they were not really interested in playing competitively. So yeah.
What's the culture like over there? I know in the US, gaming has been kind of a little bit more difficult to get into the culture. I think in Korea, it's been kind of integrated deeply
Uh,
there. What's it like there?
I don't think esports is big as US or South Korea, because everyone thinks esports is just a game,
Hmm.
Mhm.
not a job, not something like a
Can't make a life out of it.
yeah,
It's a
basically.
hobby.
That's what everyone says.
We're slowly converting people in the US.
Yeah, it's
That's good.
definitely South Korea. I mean, that's where it's at. That's what we want the U.S. to become, and the Overwatch League is definitely helping us with that tremendously. But it's still a bit of a long road. But talking to our other guest, Deathmarch, you are the community lead. What got you
Yes.
into Overwatch, and what got you into signing up to be the community lead for the Saudi Arabia team?
So just a background about me. I'm a YouTuber, uh, and I started Overwatch as a news teller on YouTube, and it hit pretty hard back in 2016, 17, and I got like a 100K subs. Then I had this community, and I didn't know what to do with it, and I was surprised by Blizzard asking for a community lead and a coach and manager. So I choose the one that I was sure that I'm gonna get. So I went with community lead, and it was fun this past few months.
Awesome. And you're actually currently in the UK going to school, right?
Yeah, I'm studying PhD here. So yeah,
PhD, huh?
yep.
Wow. Okay. I feel a
What?
little bit dumber right now.
No.
That's all right, Bob.
That's
Uh,
what I'm used to it. It's cool.
what is your role as the community lead?
It's really hard role to define.
You wear a
It's
lot of hats.
I wish, but everyone treats you like a social media manager, which you are not. You're supposed to help the community, be supportive to the team, and give them these cool activities every once in a while. One of the cool activities that we did for the team was I'm not a caster, but I did cast the MB Europe League. It was like a charity, not charity, like a fundraising competition. We had I think Monkey Bubble held, and we competed in it. And was I was casting all the games for Saudi Arabia. It was fun. I wasn't paid for that. I wasn't prepared for that, but I did it because there was no Arabic casting there. So I just did it for the community. It's not part of the community lead, but everything now it is like I don't know what community leader is. I don't think someone anyone knows, even Blizzard, but we are doing it. Like we are helping the community as much as we can. Like the manager knows his job to help the team and give us sponsors and stuff, but community lead is a tricky one. We are
And
trying.
honestly, I imagine that at this point, it's up to a lot of you guys to sort of define that role, right? Like you guys do your own spin, do your own style. What is it to rile the community around you guys? And I'm sure as time progresses and you guys try more things, people will notice that, like, hey, that thing worked really well for that community lead. And I don't, eventually, I imagine it'll become a more defined role. But yeah, right now, from what I've heard, not only from you, from but other community leads, is very free form, and it's really up to you guys what you want to do with it.
Yep,
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, it's kind of like all the positions in the Overwatch League, like analyst, coach, all of these different, like they do different things on every team that they're on. So it's, I think you're exactly right. It's kind of up to them to define it, and what someone does, define it in a good way. Everybody else will copycat.
Yeah, but still the analytics and coaches and VOD reviewers are, they know what they are doing when they do the, yeah, coach help the players, VOD review with them and do stuff like that. But several community leaders I saw, even I think um someone wrote on Twitter this big post about a community lead back in 2018, and he said that do what communities, like support the communities, make the team look good, engage with the communities, and we have been doing just that, and helping, of course, the manager with sponsorships and stuff.
Well, give me some examples of some of the things that you've done, one or two or something like that.
Okay, first thing we started, because we don't have money, we are just players and like just people, we don't have jobs to spend money on teams, so we did rally designers, editors, and everyone, because I have like 100K sub, so I have a little bit of connections. The manager also is a manager of a really good team in Saudi Arabia, so he has connection. We rallied designers and stuff. We helped with the European Cup casting. We did giveaways, and we also gonna have contest really soon, a designer contest, something like of that sort. And we were hoping that we had so much time to bring also some people to BlizzCon, but since Blizzard not paying for every team, we we having a little bit of issue to do a community stuff over there in BlizzCon. So the US team gonna have a blast with the community, but other teams, I don't think they're gonna be um, fortunate with that.
Yeah, that is kind of a bummer and a big change for this year. Moving on to something a little bit just fun. Both of you, are you Overwatch League fans? Do you have a favorite team or player? This is open to either of you.
Yeah. I have my favorite team. I can say it's Vancouver Titans since they jumped from contenders to Overwatch League and they've been one of the best back still, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Is Bumper your favorite? Because come on, the
Yeah,
smile, right?
yeah, yeah. It's not about only his smile. He's very good at main tank. Like,
No, no, no. It's just a smile. Come on.
of course.
Oh, and we didn't even ask you that, Boostio. What's your position? I assume main tank.
Seriously, do you have to ask Boostio?
Come on, it's Boostio.
Come
Lucio.
on.
I
Okay.
come. Yeah, I play main support. So Lucio, Mercy, Ana, Baptiste.
Nice, nice. Um, so Bump is your favorite. What about you, Deathmarch?
Um, I started with the Philadelphia Fusion because I love Boombox. He's a really, really good player. And then after this year, I was hoping the Gladiator would do something, but they did not. So yeah, I'm still just enjoying the game now. I don't see. I love Sinatra with what he did in San Francisco, but this year I took it like easy. After Dallas Fuel disappointed me, Philadelphia disappointed me. I
You
was
should
just
be a
on the
Houston
couch.
fan. They don't disappoint at all, just so you know.
Yeah,
Are you
They,
sure
right.
about
they,
that?
Yeah, I'm a huge Dallas Fuel fan. As you see back there, I got the two hats. I got the fuel thing here, and then there's a something else behind the chair. I'm a big fan, but it's been a little rough to be a fan of of the Dallas Fuel. But I do love Boombox. I mean, I say it. I said it all the time last year. Boom was the original Jonak. You know, everybody was freaking out about the right clicks. I was like, Boom's been doing that forever. He just didn't get fed all the resources that Jonak did in season one, or we would have been seeing a lot from him there, in my opinion. Um, do you want iPlay? Do you want to take number 3?
Sure.
I've been talking a lot.
Alrighty. Saudi Arabia has never had a team for the World Cup, as far as we know before. How do you guys feel you're gonna represent the team this year, and how do you think you're gonna fare against some of the other teams that are going into the tournament this year?
I'm feeling a bit pressured since it's the first team that going to World Cup as Saudi. Like I'm still one of the first players from Saudi Arabia that going to World Cup. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of feeling pressured, but it's not gonna be a big of a deal.
Do you work well under pressure?
I think so. I actually think so. Like in scrims, I always not perform well, but in officials lands I do good somehow.
Well, that's okay, because scrimbucks
Yeah,
don't mean anything.
I mean I'm not complaining.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Works out.
it's a huge opportunity for you and other players too. I mean, I don't think we have a Saudi Arabia national in the Overwatch League, do we? I don't think we do.
No, we don't. We only have one in contenders, and he dropped to trials this season.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's a
How do you
huge
guys?
opportunity because I remember Fusion's got a big jump to his career last year in the World Cup playing on the UK team. Sorry, Mel.
For sure. No, I was just gonna say, what do you think the hardest part about being in Saudi Arabia, like breaking into the Overwatch League, would be?
I
Just
think
the
we're just
number of people?
you can say that. Like it was very hard to find people to trial for our team. Like good players at least. Like we're lacking a lot of people, like good players. So I think that's one of the reasons.
Yeah. Have you guys ever been to Anaheim?
No, I've been to LA though.
I've been last year to BlizzCon, and this year for Overwatch League and World of Warcraft stuff. Yeah,
Oh,
it
very
was a
cool.
blast.
Nice,
Nice.
nice.
At least you guys are a little bit familiar with the place already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Boostio, you're gonna love BlizzCon. It's a whole nother world for 2 days. It's some out of this world.
Now, do you guys mention that, there hasn't been as much representation, and this will be sort of the first time you guys have had some trouble finding or picking from a pool of players nationally? Do you think that has to do a little bit with what you were saying before, kind of like that culture that video games are not taken super seriously, and it's still just a few guys like you that are kind of making the push, like, hey, no, let's do this, let's participate in this thing. Do you think that you guys participating and having some representation in the World Cup might incentivize more people to kind of pick up the game?
Uh, you can say that. I still think there's a lot of reasons, but it's one of them.
It depends on how well they
share with
do.
us.
Let's be real here.
What
I,
do you think are
like
some of the reasons?
let's say that play even though we have like very good mechanical players, but they still play the game as it's like they want to play it for fun. They don't want to reach something as a goal. Let's say they don't
Mhm.
want to reach Overwatch League or something, so they stop getting improved. They don't have that mentality that other players have. Uh, Getting good, want to make contenders, then to Overwatch League, getting publicity, stuff like that.
But
Yeah,
and
mechanicals only take
Overwatch,
you so far.
yeah, I mean we've saw with Shroud starting to play Overwatch, and just like not being able to do so many things because there's just so many nuances and different intricacies about the game and how moves react to different moves. And so it's definitely not just point and click, you know. So mechanics will only take you so far, although mechanics take you pretty far on a character like Widow.
I want to add something to that is that we hadn't have a lot of, you can say, tournaments here in the Middle East for Overwatch. We have for FIFA, we have for other games, but Overwatch is really to have something big. And you know what intensify players to work hard is usually prize pool or fame. So prize pool has been like really low, and there is no much exposure for the players. So this World Cup, if the team did well, at least we did well in group stage, we might help the next generation next year to have like four main tanks or four main supports, which is really lacking in the area, you know.
Well, I
Don't
mean,
sell yourself short. You're going to go to the finals and you guys are going to win it all. Come on now.
well, I mean, you
But
said there was a $1 million tournament, though. I mean, that's pretty big in U.S.
It wasn't
standards.
$1 million. It was
Real,
1 million real, which is our
like
currency. But it's like
Oh, gotcha.
you can
Okay,
say
250. Yeah.
250K dollars. Yes, but it's still
okay,
big.
yeah,
Still a
that's
fairly
still
high
yeah,
amount.
that's
Yeah.
still a big chunk of change. I got you. But I mean, still, that's I mean, what isn't that what isn't that what Vancouver won, or did Vancouver win 500,000 for the end of Overwatch League?
It was quite a bit.
Yeah.
It
Plus, they
was
won a couple stages, so they get a bunch of money from that too.
yeah, but the main prize was $1 million for the Overwatch League. So I mean, that's still 250 is big, but
Mhm.
Mhm.
but having more would probably help for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
of course.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
no one is gonna say
Money
no for
a
more
talks.
few,
money.
a few more $1,000 is gonna say no.
Right.
so Boostio, have you ever played in front of a live audience with cheering fans?
Yeah, that tournament I just told you about, the 250K tournament.
How how
Uh,
how big was like how big were the stands? Like how many people?
you can say around. It wasn't a lot, but it was around 300, something like that. But
That's about what
on
the Overwatch arena holds, or
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
in
it holds 450, the
yeah.
Overwatch arena, but the BlizzCon arena holds thousands.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so if you make it
they'll
to
be
the
surrounding it too.
finals, you're gonna be in a big stadium with a ton of people.
Well, the
Uh,
playoffs.
I take that back about me not getting pressured.
We're here to
Um,
encourage you, not scare you.
I mean,
I can see that.
well, I mean, do you?
I will say something though. It does seem that players seem to enjoy the stage at BlizzCon
Yeah,
because
it
it's
seems to
sort of like an
energize them.
arena style. Yeah, the fans are very close to you. There's a lot of cheering going on, and BlizzCon overall, I think, is a more relaxed event where even if you get kicked out, well, then you get to enjoy BlizzCon, right? You're at the event, everyone's there. You just go outside and hang out and enjoy everything else. So I think the vibe is a little bit different than what it is in like the finals, right? Where that is, I think, maximum pressure.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I mean it really seems to normally energize everybody because the majority of the time nobody's ever really booing or anything like that. It's very
Right.
supportive for most teams. I mean, if your team's playing the other team, you'll have your own chance and all that, but it's definitely in inviting for all of the teams.
I mean, Deathblow and Blevins are going to be booing, so
But those
Um,
always boo.
do you think it will impact any of your other teammates?
Uh, I think it's gonna impact a bit, but most of the players are gonna play it like it's scrims, like nothing more, you know?
probably a good attitude.
It's a good
Mm,
attitude.
yeah.
We'll see how that plays out when everybody's around, though. It's
Yeah, I mean, if it held like 1,000 fans, yeah, I think we're gonna get pressured. At least at like first maps, because when I played LAN, it was me playing first maps with shaky hands, nervous, can't even talk. But after that,
Yep.
I got comfortable with it. It's just time.
You kind of get in the zone.
Yep. And luckily, they do have some pretty good noise canceling headphones. You're still going to be able to hear some stuff, but you'll be able to hear your team. From what we've heard from many players, you'll be able to hear calls and all of that pretty easily. How have you
Hey,
prepared?
pro tip,
Sorry, go
though.
ahead.
By the way, pro tip: don't forget your mouse. That
Yeah,
happens
I'm not gonna
to
do
a
that.
lot of people. I'm like, it's amazing to me how many people forget it.
What? Is it a thing?
It's a thing.
Yeah, and they'll
Oh,
send
wow.
people out to
Yeah,
try and
you have to go
buy.
out and like try to. Somebody has to go out and try to find another one. Or you have to
Yeah,
borrow
like
somebody's.
Best Buy or something close, because it has
Mhm.
to be an unopened package because it has to be certified by Blizzard. So yeah, don't forget your mouse.
Yeah,
Um,
I will make sure to note that.
how have you and your team prepared?
To the cheering fans,
Well, to the
uh,
cheering fans and for just the whole trip, jet lag, all of the different things that might come up.
I mean, our flights is gonna be on like maybe 25th of October, so jet lag is not gonna be a big of a deal. But with cheering fans, we really can't prepare for that. You need to have the experience at LAN. So there is some players who played like more than 6 LANs with our team. I don't think they're gonna have a problem at first, but at the end, if we reach, let's say, finals or something, they're they're gonna get pressured for sure.
How have you guys prepared just in general for the number of different teams that you could go up against? Do you guys know your
Yeah.
schedule yet?
Who have you been scrimming to?
We mostly scrim EU teams since we only play on EU. We've been
Hmm.
scrimming Team UK, Sweden, Denmark, Italy. There's a lot of teams that we're scrimming. Norway too.
You
I
know
think everyone
the
is good, but it's gonna be hard to compete against them. But we're gonna do good, hopefully.
the UK dethroned the US last World Cup when everyone
Yeah,
thought
UK is very scary.
yeah, so I mean, you guys are scrimming against some good teams. It should be pretty good practice to at least give you an idea of the level that you're gonna be facing at BlizzCon.
Yeah, I think it's gonna help us like with the scrimming UK because I think everyone in UK team is an owl player already. Like it's just tier one,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they're
So
used to playing at that tier, right? They play at that pace, and they know
yeah,
how the players at that
they
level
know
kind
how
of
the
like
game
interact.
play.
But at the
Yeah.
same time, I would argue that the U.S. I mean, the U.S. had the same thing last year. Everybody said they were the best, but because they were tier one, they took it for granted and didn't really give it their all, and therefore left it open for other people to make a name for themselves. So,
I
Hmm.
mean, USA always chokes, anyways. Like, let's be real. Yeah.
yeah, they
We haven't been able
definitely
to take
do.
it. Hopefully this year we can do a little better.
But yeah, tier two and tier
Fingers
three
crossed.
players playing in Overwatch World Cup usually fare better because they're trying harder.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, they have more on stake, you know?
More to prove.
What do you think
Basically.
is the biggest strength? This is for both of you of the Saudi team. Do you think it's like do you have like any like DPS that's really standing out? Do you have a really good tank? Do you have a really good main support?
Don't give away your
Maybe
secrets,
main
though.
support. Maybe. I'm just kidding.
It's
The
all life
rock
uh,
support in here.
I think it's our head scan. Simple. Like he wasn't really known in the scene, but when we played the monkey bubble, he was basically clicking heads with Widow, and it was getting 3K, 4K every fight. And I think that's why we reached very far in that tournament.
Nice.
Wow, yeah. Those are definitely rare to see in the Overwatch League, at least when Widow's not in the meta.
Yeah, and
Mm.
we have
Except when Corey is around.
Or, I mean, Reaper has
Corey.
been doing it, you know. Seaman Sue in the finals. That was one of the bright spots Vancouver had was all his 4Ks. Um, what do you think, Death March? What do you think is a strength of the Saudi Arabia World Cup team?
I think it's Boostio, to be honest, not because he's here, but Boostio, it shows him as a captain because he's the one motivating the team all the time. He's the shot caller, he's the planner, he's a big deal while while
I'm
he's
blushing already. I don't know what to say.
But we also have Simple. We also have Kassar as the second DPS. We have KSA, who was number one last season, I think, in Overwatch competitive, and he played in contenders, so he's a good player, an off-tank player. We have we have a roster that we are counting on to do us proud. Like when people ask us, "What's your goal in this BlizzCon or World Cup?" We told them that we gonna prepare the road for next generation. We gonna hopefully gonna impress them and make little Busios for next generation.
Let's hope that doesn't happen at BlizzCon.
Yeah, don't make
Yeah.
little Boostios at BlizzCon. This is
Yep.
a bad
I
idea.
never do that.
Oh man. Dang it! That just made me forget what I was gonna say to follow up. Oh no, no! I was just gonna say the importance of a team captain that motivates players, keeps players calm, and really leads the team is a huge role. So yeah, if you're good at that, then you are definitely a big strength on your team. So I'm excited to see you play.
What
Um,
can you guys tell us, like, without giving anything away, what the like meta is kind of shaping up into? Is there anything crazy different from the Overwatch League finals or anything like that?
I think it's the same that they played in finals, which is just Reaper, Doom, Lucio, Moira. Maybe it's gonna shift again. I don't think so actually. Like meta shifting is just us watching Overwatch League playing those heroes because we don't know anything about the game. We just wait for very good teams to play comps and we just try them out.
It's the same way in the competitive ladder, except for people in the ladder can't play the same way, so it doesn't work out as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, at least they get to practice on scrim, so they get to perfect those strategies. But I know
Right.
what you're saying because it does take a lot of experimentation and a lot of mind power and like just people sitting down and really cracking this meta and realizing why is this so strong. And a lot of the best coaches in those teams spend a lot of hours kind of theory crafting and practicing this stuff and sometimes keeping a secret until you get to the actual game that matters and then you see those strategies come into fruition. So it's not an easy thing to do, especially if you have limited resources and limited time like you guys do.
yeah, and I mean you
Mm.
can't. I mean, Goats was created by a tier 2 contenders team. Like so. Sometimes metas are born in the tier 2 scene. So it could. Have we heard if we're going to be playing on the same patch, or are we going to be playing on the
Well,
patch with all these new changes, like the plethora of new changes?
I would
We're
imagine it would be a new patch, but what do you guys
Yeah,
think?
it is the new patch. It is.
Okay.
They already told us.
Oh,
I
okay.
think they're
Yeah.
going to introduce a new character right before the playoffs, so
Oh yeah,
get
definitely. I
ready.
mean, yeah, that's just what they do. World Cup, new
They're
character.
going to introduce the character on Friday,
Yep, and
and
you're
then
gonna
you
be
guys are going
playing
to
it.
have him in the playoffs on Saturday. Good luck.
That would actually be hilarious.
We're just joking, by the way, just in case Lucio or Boostio is sweating over there,
Yeah,
like,
it's
wow,
like,
new
He's like,
character,
"What are you
no."
talking
why
about?"
are they saying that?
Yeah, no, we're joking. We're joking. We're just joking because they introduced a new character in Stage 4 the last 2 Overwatch League seasons, and everybody else thought it would have been a better idea to introduce the new character mid-season. Um, so, yeah, that
So,
was...
what are your guys' thoughts on the overall meta right now? Do you like the meta? Do you wish somebody would come up with something different?
I mean, for most people, they always say that this meta is not good. I still think it's not good, but what can we get? Dive, yes, it's if it's a thing, it would be very good for the scene and the game itself. I like the meta since I'm playing Lucio. Instagram's always
Yeah,
Lucio,
you're
so
in. You're in
I'm okay with
fashion.
that. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, see,
You like Lucio
dive
more than Mercy?
I mean, I
definitely.
actually like playing Mercy, but not against like very good teams.
Yeah, see, the problem with dive, at least in season one, was that it was just mere matches of the same 6 characters, and it just didn't really feel Overwatch. You know, it didn't feel like you were countering, and that was the biggest problem. It was fun to watch, but you're watching 6 characters out of 20. What was it, 25 then?
It's the same with
Mm.
every comp, though. We saw the
Yeah,
Yeah,
same
if you
thing
think
with
about
it
any
both.
meta,
seems
We
it
see the
seems to
same thing
have
right
players on both
now,
sides.
except for sometimes Bastion comes out and destroys, you know,
and then
Bastion's in the meta,
and
which
then gets
if
on
we
the
could get
top of the
Bastion
chandelier
Symmetra,
and Eichenwald, I think
right.
the last point that was amazing. Um, so, how do you plan to compete with teams like South Korea, who have just laid waste for the entirety of the World Cup?
Or even teams like Finland or Canada, or, like teams that have been good, but maybe not like crazy.
Mhm. I think we're gonna act like there any other there's like any other team, you know. So let's say we're playing against Finland. We're gonna keep doing the same thing, which is doing VOD reviews. How do they play? We count their weaknesses. What are their strengths? We're gonna do the same to South Korea, but it's gonna be tough to play against South Korea, not Finland. I
Finland,
still
is
Yeah.
think
that
South Korea.
Less weaknesses
I
to
think Finland
exploit.
is good. It's very good, but
is that where
South Korea is
Linkser
just
is?
the best.
I don't think Wixer's on it this year, though.
Is he not on it?
Is it not?
I don't know. I don't
All
remember.
right. Well, if Linkser's there, take out Linkser first, and you're good.
Yeah,
Ah,
of course.
do not.
I
You
would do
let
that.
Linkser do his thing.
But
Leave
Linkser
that boy
is the
alone.
best player that they have. I need to
I
do that.
know.
she just
I
really
know.
likes him.
I do know for a fact that some players that have been or are part of Overwatch League have refused to be in the World Cup. And I think it's understandable for some of them. This is a time where, oh, I get to get some free time. I can go back home. And they've been playing so much and so competitively for, the past like 8 months that for some of them is like an extra,
Oh yeah.
I don't want to deal with this. I know Taimu, for example, he was offered to come into the World Cup. And he was like, no, I'm all right over here.
Yeah, I was talking to
Yeah.
A when we were in Paris. I was talking to AKM, and he was like, "No, I'm not doing World Cup." He was like, "I need to relax and recharge after
Yeah.
the long haul of Overwatch
I mean,
League."
that's how grindy Owl can be. Some of these players are just like, I need to, bring myself back together before I go compete again.
Well, and it's weird to say, but it's better for the scene, honestly, to not have them all in because this is where the World Cup is where stars can be born. And if
Absolutely.
all of the tier one players are playing, then it doesn't leave any room for someone new to come in and make a name.
I do feel like it's nice, though, to have some tier 1 players in
A
there,
couple,
though,
yeah.
to make sure that it's not just a contenders match
Keep the
either. You know what I
level
mean?
up. Yeah, yeah.
And to see if they can compete with the big boys. Like,
And they
I
can
think
also help the newer guys too, kind of just like mentoring.
yeah, but I mean, you can't prove yourself on a stage of people that are playing at a different level than the Overwatch League, right? And I know there's teams like Vancouver, and I'm sure that a lot of the contenders teams have a lot of players that could be in the Overwatch League, but they're not playing against Overwatch League players, so people don't necessarily see that. Or maybe they're playing with other people that aren't Overwatch League caliber, so they don't look as well, right? It's a big team game, so you can't shine as much, especially if you can shine a little bit on hit scan or something, but if your whole team is, not doing well, you're probably not doing well.
Yeah, a lot falls on the tanks too. So hope you have a good main tank because that's important. Deathmarch, you've been kind of quiet. like what do you think what do you think the biggest thing is for Saudi to compete with teams like South Korea, Finland, and what do you think is the biggest challenge?
It's it's the ping, man. we
It's the what?
we
The ping.
it's the latency.
Ah,
We have not been like accustomed to a good internet, and since it's LAN in Anaheim, that's why we wanted the players to go early, like on the 25th of October, so they can play and try everything and like um, get over the cultural shock, you can say, of good internet speed and good stuff there.
a
So
whole new world.
yeah, that's what we as a staff or committee we doing. But the players themselves, they are screaming. Um, one of them just landed in US actually today, and we just been screaming, doing our best. As Boostio said, we screaming UK, Russia, a lot of good teams, and we gain experience. We reviewing every day, and in 2 weeks we're gonna see if we are that
Now,
good enough.
do you guys have access to a LAN client? Like to where you could actually see how it feels?
I don't
I'm
think Blizzard gave that. And Boostio go, yeah.
I'm not sure actually.
No, I doubt it. Yeah, I don't think there's any line
I don't,
clients
I
outside
don't
of
think they would
their
invest
own
something
sanctioned
like that.
tournaments. Yeah.
Um, you said you had a guy that played on contenders. Did he ever get to play at a LAN event?
No, he wasn't there when Contenders Finals was a thing at LAN because they canceled it. I think the last season.
Yeah, that will be a big change. I mean, it's. But if one of
Well,
your
Boostio
strengths
said he played on
is your hit
LAN,
scan,
Yeah, but I meant Contenders. Contenders, at least EU Contenders, they stopped doing LANs.
but you played a tournament on LAN, didn't you,
Yeah,
Boostio?
but it's not the same as Contenders,
Got it.
because Contenders are just better teams.
yeah, that's going to be a big change. But from what I hear, your hit scan players just get better on LAN. So therefore, if you got a really good one, it might be a big jump.
I think it's gonna be a big jump since he's playing with 120 MS and he's
Oh
still
my god.
pop a lot of heads. So we'll
No,
see
he's
if
gonna
he
start
has like
hitting. He's
one or
gonna
two.
start like really missing. They're just like way over here, and he's like, "But that's where it's supposed to be when I hit somebody."
Yeah, at first I
Where's my
think it's gonna
latency?
be that. Where's my latency? Can I get it back?
Excuse me. I'd like 120. Thank you.
Yep. Well, when you get over here, you can probably jump on. You can probably jump on with 14 or 20 ping and just play Widow headshot only to warm up for a couple days.
I
Oh
think you
boy.
should do that.
So, tell us one thing you would like people to know about Boostio.
Mm. I think you can say that I'm a very competitive guy who always likes to take a challenge, always wants to make it to the top.
Okay, and what about you, Deathmarch?
I'm gonna be supportive all the way if you are my team. I think that's all I can say.
Cool, cool. And then tell us something you would like people to know about the Saudi Arabia team.
Well, Saudi Arabia team, this the first year for us, and we were surprised. We are not experienced or anything, but the players have been so good. The seven and all the ones we tried when we started the team, they have been so good. Boost you as a captain, and six others are just cooperative. We have the manager Scar. He's so good. We have a coaching team helping the players and helpers, and everyone came together to. Even we have players under 18 who could not participate in the tournament are
It's a
helping
bummer.
us ringing and doing cool stuff for us. So these few 3 months, we made a team that that hopefully as for 120 ms, I'm just speechless what they can do with 10 or 14 because in UK and I know the difference.
I want to hear some
That was
confidence. We are going to come in there. We're going to rain fire. They're going
we gonna
down.
raise fire.
He's setting the bar low so that when they exceed it, we're
That way
all
when they
like,
rain the
"Woo!"
fire, we can be like, wow.
We proved ourselves in the Europe Cup. We did well. We fell down against Denmark, which was a good team,
Mhm.
and we took them 3-2. We
Wow.
last second we lost that match. It was a great match and great tournament, and at that time we felt so proud of our team. Like
When was that?
we saw a team coming together. We hear the comms, and they they good. They good. What I can say.
Yeah.
When was that?
A month ago.
Oh wow, that's good experience too. The whole team was playing together.
Yeah.
Everyone, yeah. And
That's pretty cool.
that was the first time we see this group play on a high stake match, even if it's fundraising. But it was against Denmark, Poland, and Italy, and it was really good.
That's cool.
Nice.
Is it a new thing that under 18 you can't play in World
Yes.
Cup?
Yes, that is new this year.
Right, because Flower last year,
Uh-huh.
For the
No,
first
2
year,
The year
years
before
ago.
last,
yeah, he was like 17 or
It was
16.
like 12
Yeah. They made that
Yeah.
change.
He wasn't that young.
shooting heads.
I think they just
He
made the
just turned
change.
18 like this year,
Mhm.
mid-year.
Yeah, if I had to guess, they made the change because they're looking for talent for the Overwatch League, and talent that's under 18 is a story, but a non-story, because they can't join the league, and so therefore they made a decision. That's just my guess.
They said stay in school. Be cool, stay in school.
Definitely.
Then do the Overwatch League.
So, in closing, like, what do you like? Is there anything else you want to add, or anything you want to tell us about yourselves, or the team, or the culture? Anything?
I just want to add something that Deathmarch just said about what people think about Saudi team, because everyone thinks is that we're the underdogs, we're just new to this competing thingy, but hopefully we're gonna prove them wrong.
Yeah. See, I honestly don't know what to think. That's why I was so excited to have you guys on, because I was like, I don't know what to think. I have no idea. Like, we have history from the different teams that tell us, how good they're going to be, or give us a small indicator. But with you guys are the new guy. Like, you guys could just come on and just lay waste. I mean, we don't know.
Do you guys know who you play first?
We know what group are we in, yes. I'm
Who
not sure if
who
I
do you
can
play?
say it though.
Oh yeah,
oh,
don't
okay.
yeah,
Sure,
don't
keep it
say
to
anything.
yourself.
We
Yeah,
played
no
qualifier.
worries.
Yeah,
I-
don't say
I'm
anything
not
that'll
sure,
get
but
you in
I'm
trouble.
not gonna take that risk,
Yeah, don't
You're good.
We'll
You're
let-
good.
do
we'll let
anything
you
that'll
use the
get you in
secrets, but
trouble.
we don't want to get you in trouble.
Definitely
Yeah, I
not.
don't want to get kicked.
Yeah, you're the captain. Come on.
Yeah, they can't even kick me. Okay, I'm gonna leak it.
Committee can play.
Slasher
instead
number
of,
2 here, coming to you live.
Hey,
Would you rather be Michael? I just figured Slasher was
Oh,
better.
Were you gonna say something, Deathmarch?
I said if Boostio get kicked, someone from committee can play instead of.
no, you're not playing. You're not playing instead of me.
It's my time to shine.
He's like, leak it, leak it, leak it.
In every scrim I want to participate. I'm just watching, and it was.
just curious, Deathmarch. What's your what rank do you play in Overwatch? Like what?
Yeah. Okay. It's a
He's
plat.
silver. Fine.
Silver.
It's a plat, gold, diamond. I'm between there.
Gotcha. Yeah, I've peaked Masters, but only for a few seasons, and only playing Reinhardt. It was when Ryan was just really good. Goats was good for me, man. But anything else? Deathmarch, do you have anything else to add before we go? Speak now or for a few
Um,
weeks hold your peace?
Nothing. I tried BlizzCon, and I wish players can enjoy the tournament and also enjoy BlizzCon. Is last year was 40,000 human was there. It was so cool. Like all the shows, all the people, all the media I met. Everyone is cool. I hope players can enjoy the experience and did not get affected by whatever result of the tournament. But we're gonna push to be in group stage. We if we reach that, we're gonna be proud, but we're also gonna push further to the to better than that. I
To
didn't
the
say
finals.
finals, but better than that.
Well,
We
I'm
You
hope.
gonna,
never know.
Yeah.
you two have made me a fan of you over over this hour long show. So I'm hoping I get to root for you.
We'll be there in the stands
Are
rooting you
you guys
on.
coming to BlizzCon?
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
Bob and I
Yeah.
will be there.
Bob and Mel will be there. I unfortunately won't. I've been there for the past two, but this year I'm taking a brief little break from BlizzCon to do some stuff around the house over here. But I'll be rooting from home. Virtual
Hey,
ticket for the
thank you.
win.
Anders is adulting. It's fine.
Yep. And if you guys do make it to the stages at BlizzCon, we'll be there doing interviews. So we would love to interview you again and be like, "Hey, you made it."
Yeah, I'm gonna be down for that.
But I would say for sure, if you guys don't, by the off chance, make it to the finals, you should definitely go to the finals because the crowd just like
Yeah,
is
I'm still
super.
gonna stay there. I wanna watch finals.
Yeah, it's super cool. Actually what got me into esports, like just in general. I was not a fan before.
Yeah, she felt the electricity in the crowd. Me too. I was slightly into it, but it was 2017 World Cup that really said, "Okay, dude, I'm gonna do a podcast about this."
Yeah, when Flower clicked our heads through the window
Yeah.
27 times in a row.
Such
Very
a
inspiring.
Very
yeah, very
inspiring.
inspiring.
Oh,
All
the
right.
laugh.
Well, with nothing else, we're gonna go ahead and start closing out the show. We encourage you guys to follow us on Twitter at AlRecap. If you want to say something a bit longer, send your emails to contact@alrecap.com. We try to stream live Mondays at 10 p.m. EST, 7 p.m. PST at twitch.tv/AlRecap.
I'll recap.
Yep, the notes said Omnic Labs. I was like, what?
They.
Um, if you guys want to interact with us and join our community, you can join our Discord. It's discord.me/OmnicLab. We have our own little section there, so if you want to come in and hang out with us, iPlay, why don't you tell us about game night this month on the 25th?
Yes, keep that in mind. Game night is happening on 25th. That is the last Friday of October. And like we always say, it's a great time to come hang out, meet other members of the community, and play some cool Overwatch games with one another. It's a great time to fill up your friends list with other people with, sort of the same goals as you do. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. We've gotten to meet so many of you guys during game night. You get to play against us. We get to play against you guys. Sometimes you beat us, sometimes we beat you. It's a very symbiotic relationship. So come over.
A lot of times we just get picked on. I got held in spawn one time. Wasn't fun. But it is a great time. We have a good time. It's all in good fun. It's people of all ranks, so don't be afraid to come. If you're bronze, silver, come on, come on down. It was a bummer that we didn't get to make it this month, but we were overseas, so. And I did want to give a special thanks to Shazir in chat for the 5,000 bits. Oh my gosh, dude. And then for the 14-month sub from Loki. Thank you guys so much.
Coming
That is
hot with the subs.
amazing. Yeah, this is amazing. So we're gonna give our guests a chance to plug their social media, their Twitch, YouTube, whatever you'd like to plug. Let's go ahead and do Deathmarch first.
So you can reach me on Twitter, Deathmarch, XIII, 3 I's, and everywhere it's the same thing. And thank you very much.
All right.
And you don't need more YouTube followers, but you could probably follow him on YouTube too.
If I make it as a community leader, I don't think I need to be YouTuber.
Oh, you're giving it up? Throwing in the towel?
Why not both?
Too much work.
It is a
Got time
lot
for
of
that.
work to release on multiple platforms. I will say that is very true. What about you, Boostio? Boostio!
Boostio. You can guys reach me on my Twitter, twitter.com/BoostioOW.
Yep, that's
Cool.
actually
Do you have a
how I
Twitch or
found you.
anything?
Yeah, do you stream?
I mean, I kind of stopped streaming for World Cup, but yes, I stream. It's kind of rare, but yeah, it's OW Boostio.
Okay, so
Oh,
just
you
flopped.
swapped it.
Yeah, because the name is already taken.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
iPlay, where can we find you?
You can find me over on Twitter at iplaigames, and you spell that IPLAI games.
And Mel, what about you?
You can find me on Twitter at MelOverwatch. And you can find me at BlizzCon cheering on the Saudi Arabia team in the USA.
Whoop, whoop.
Thank you.
And you can find me on Twitter at Blazzin_Bob. That's BLAZZIN_BOB. Thank you guys for tuning in to this special episode. I hope you enjoyed it as much as me. We are out. We'll talk to you next week about all the changes to the league, but for right now, we're just excited about the World Cup. See you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.